Hi guys, in this video tutorial I want to create a storage bottle in Blender. I will explain some of the methods for to create a model. First of all, you can see on the screen there are three objects. One is cube, camera and light. I want to select the cube. I want to delete this for now. By pressing X on the keyboard, I am deleting this. Then after I want to hide these two objects also. By pressing H on the keyboard, it will hide. Then I want to create a circle for to make a cylinder. By pressing Shift A and go into the mesh and select the circle and give the vertices, change the vertices to 32 to 16. After, change the mode to edit mode and select the mode to vertex select. Then after, extrude all the vertices along Z axis somewhat like this at some height. Then after, select the bottom of the edge by pressing edge select. By pressing Shift and right click, select all of the edge. By pressing F for to fill the space over here. By pressing I want to insert one of the circle here. You can see. Then after, I want to select some of the faces by pressing face select. Select all of the faces. Hold the Shift key for to select multiple faces at a time. Then after, I want to extrude along Z axis and go on to the top view. Click on the numpad, key 1, and I want to scale the bottom object like this. Then after, I want to select the individual origins for to make like this. Then give some of the loop cuts to the object. Here I am giving 2 loop cuts, here also 2. Follow the same operation on all sides. After, select the modifier properties on the left panel and select the add modifier tool. Here a lot of modifiers are there. I want to select the subdivision surface modifier and assign the subdivision surface modifier to the object for to create smooth surface. It is applied. You can see I'm going to the object mode. Then after, by pressing right click, give the shade smooth for to create a smooth surface. Increase the levels of subdivision surface to 4. Then again go on to the edit mode. For now I am off this real-time display modifier report. Here select the bottom face and insert one of the circle over here and extrude along Z axis. Scale the circle somewhat like this, and again I am inserting the one of the circle. I want to insert the face. I want to extrude the faces along the normals on to the top along Z axis only by using Ctrl B bevel. Do some of the loop cuts over here and go into the object mode and apply the shade smooth. For to create a sharp edges, create some of the loop cuts onto the object like this. You can see the bottom surface is finally completed. Now after I want to work on the top modeling. After that I want to select the edge select the edge by pressing shift key and extrude along Z axis. And extrude this along Z axis and scale the top of the neck like this by pressing S on the keyboard. That is a shortcut. By pressing Ctrl R, give some of the loop cuts to create a sharp edges. Here also I am giving some of the loop cuts. And see, I am going to the object mode. You can see the object smoothness. Again, I am going to the edit mode. I want to create a neck on the top of the object by pressing edge select by shift and alt key. I am selecting the edge and extrude this somewhat along Z axis onto the top. It's fine. I want to create some of the loop cuts here. I want to create one loop cut to make a sharp edge and select the edge, and by using bevel option by pressing Ctrl B, I'm giving two segments bevel here, and in between the two loop cuts one of the loop cut is there. I am selecting that loop cut by pressing Alt S, create a sharp edge. To move the mouse like this, you can create a sharp edge. After going to the edit mode, but to create somewhat sharpness, I am giving some of the loop cuts here to expand the size of the sharpness. And after the bottom is completed, then the top of the neck is also completed. Next we will create the bottle threading and the bottle cap. Then after I want to create a threaded object for to hold the cap. For to make this, I'm going to the top view and select the object and go into the edit mode and select the vertex select. Select any of the single vertex point. By pressing Shift D, duplicate this onto the top along Z axis. After that, one of the vertex is created, you can see. Then I want to extrude this onto the top along Z axis like this. Then I want to extrude this along X axis and scale like this for to make a curve pattern. And again extrude this along Z axis like this on both sides. You should require same size. By pressing X, deleting the face here. For to make a pattern, go to the vertex mode and select the edge and X, delete the edge. Again I want to delete this edge also. But to make a pattern, I want only vertex points. Here I created 1 2 3 4 5 6 vertex point curve. And see, I want to reduce the size by scale this object like this. After that, the two objects in a single face, you can see when I am selecting the first object, it is also selecting. I want to separate this object for to make a pattern. For to make this, I want to select the object again, go into the edit mode and select only these vertices, 6 vertex points, and by pressing P, selection appears by material by loose parts. Select first option P, then it is separated. You can see this is the first object, this is the second object. And after I want to create a pattern by using modifier, screw modifier, select the screw modifier here. You can see the screw is applied. Then I want to give the iterations to 2 and I want to give 0.14 screw pattern to make a screw, and select the medge option here, give the steps viewport to 20. Then I want to medge this, come closer. I want to make decrease screw to 0.06, 0.07, 0.06 is okay. I want to combine these two edges, then only I'm giving screw to 0.06 value. Then the select medge and step views viewports to 20 and axis z axis 0.06 m and click on apply. After the screw pattern is applied, I want to, you can see the two vertex point is created. I want to match this by selecting the two vertex points M, merge at center. Make this operation to all points. What I am doing here, selecting first point and second point, select the 2 points at a time and match by pressing M on the keyboard. You can match the 2 points. After the operation, all the operations are completed, then after I want to select the edge select node and select the edge by shifting. You can see the all of the edges selected. I don't want to select these edges, and by pressing shift key and select these edges, then it will deselect the edges. All are deselected. Then I want to extrude along Z axis by pressing S and Z option, Z key, along Z key. It will move like this. You can see by pressing 0 on the numpad, it will exactly constant and it become straight. The object, all the vertices is in straight position. You can see same you can do to the bottom also by selecting the edge by pressing shift and alt. All of the edges selected. I want to deselect this edges by again pressing shift key on the keyboard. By selecting these edges, it will deselect. Then again E, extrude along Z onto the bottom. Again S, again Z, numpad 0. Then the straight position will create. You can see, and go to the modifier and give the subdivision modifier. You can see after applying the subdivision modifier, the thread pattern is created. Create edge loops and then select the object A, edit mode, M, mesh by distance. Okay. Then select the object, go into the edit mode. Create a loop cut over here, and I want to match the points at center like this. Here also I want to create match at center. Then I want to delete this face, x faces. Then select these two vertex points 1 and 2 by pressing G to move along x-axis or y. I want to make it as straight. After that, select the all of the edge, 4 edges, straight 4 edges, to make it as straight, and pressing F, fill the object. Can see. Then I want to create this to bottom also by pressing delete faces. Then after I want to select the two vertex points by pressing G along y-axis to make it as straight like this. After by selecting the edge select the all rectangular edges. These selecting all of the edges by pressing F to fill. Then go to the object mode. x axis, and then I'm giving F and select all of the faces here, x faces, by pressing X. Select all of the edges by holding shift key. I'm selecting the multiple edges here by pressing F to fill this. Then you can see the smooth pattern is created. It looks like a thread. Then after I want to go into the edit mode. By selecting the object, scale this object somewhat larger and keep it onto the second object. This is the first object, and another one is the second object. Then again I'm selecting the object. I want to extrude this face somewhat like this, and extrude and scale the object inside. Okay, and again select the edge and extrude this along z axis inside, and for to make sharp edges, give some loop cuts here. Then you can see the bottleneck with, with threads are completed. Then after we will create bottle cap of this of two. Hi, in previous tutorial we created bottle and we created bottleneck threaded object. Now in this tutorial we are going to create a bottle cap. For to create a bottle cap, I want to create a cylinder first. Before I'm going to make a cylinder, I want a circle, and go into the shift here, go into the mesh and give a circle here and give the vertices to 16. You should be in object mode, not on the edit mode. and give the vertices to 16, and then after I want to hide the object, hide this object. I want to scale the object for to match the second object. Can see the circle is size is decreased, and I want to move the circle onto the top like this. In between the circle and the neck object, I'm assigning some of the space here, and go to the edit mode and select the vertex mode, and by pressing A, select all the vertices and extrude along z axis onto the bottom like this. Then after go into the top view and select the edge select, and select the all of the edge by pressing F on the keyboard. It will fill, and pressing I to insert one of the circle like this. I want to bevel the side edges by pressing Ctrl B and giving the segments to 3 segments. Give 3 segments bevel. Then after I want to delete this face by pressing X on the keyboard. Delete the face by pressing the total edge by holding Shift key and Alt key. Go into the edge select and selecting the face, and I want to create the face with grid fill option. You can see on the top menu, view, select add mesh vertex edge cell edge face UV. On go into the face menu, and you can observe, you can see there the grid fill option is there. Select the grid fill, and you can see on the grid fill the span is 4 and offset is 2. If you increase the span is reduced. See the points are reducing. I want to give span to 4 and offset is 4 to make it as straight. After it is looking good, I want to give the shade smooth option here and go to the modifier, subdivision surface modifier, assign or apply the subdivision modifier levels viewport to 2 and click on OK. Then you can see onto the top. I want to hide the second object. You can observe the shape. Then give some of the loop cuts to make it as sharp edges like this. The top of the cap is completed. Then after unhide all the options what we unhide before. You can see we created the bottle, and the bottle bottom also one of the shape is created. It's looking good. And then after we created the cap over here and cap, then we created the threaded bottleneck, and then I'm putting cap like this, keep like this. Then after we created all of the objects, you can also give the thickness value. I am giving the thickness value to 3 objects. For example, I am selecting the first object by going to the add modifier, give the solidify modifier, give 0.01 thickness. The thickness is applied. You want to see the thickness first and hide this. You can see the thickness is applied successfully. Then I'm unhiding the 2 patterns. Again, I want to create the third objects also. I want the solidify thickness 0.01. And I want to, you can see the thickness is applied. Finally, I created storage bottle modeling. You can see, you can also create this model by following these methods, what I explained in my tutorials in detail. I hope you like my tutorials. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel.